move
No,
forward.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying this is not.
Any progress on GPC?
No. I know.
Sounds good. Okay, everyone, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We've got a special commissioners meeting to talk about the READY funding, and today I will open it up to Bryant Niehoff with Economic Development Corporation. Morning, Bryant.
Good morning. How is everyone this bright and early this morning?
Good, thank you.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
A little tired?
Not at all.
No?
Ready to roll.
Ready to roll? All right, good deal. Well, hey, we will keep this short and sweet, but thank you all for taking the time to get together today, especially on such short notice. For those of you familiar with the READY program, you will know this is moving incredibly quick. So before the meeting here, I passed out a slide deck from the IEDC, and this was presented at the listening session that we had here a couple of weeks ago when ROI and Radius Indiana came in as they did with the 10 other counties. So really briefly, what READY is it's a program that was funded through the IEDC. The legislature put $500 million into this program that is essentially to fund quality of place, talent attraction, workforce development, and entrepreneurship projects in Indiana communities, but from a regional perspective. It's the Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative. So very similar to the Regional Cities program that was launched in 2015, 2016, that was incredibly successful. There's been a lot of speculation about when that program was going to come back, and it seems that this is the next iteration of that. So $500 million in total available funding, up to $50 million in state funding available per region. The first step that we are taking today, and that has to be done by July 1st, and thus the sense of urgency, is to officially declare as part of a region so that we can compete for this funding. So we have a long relationship, and Ron, I'm sure can elaborate some on this as he was involved in my capacity at the time. But with the Indiana Uplands, with the Regional Opportunities Initiative, and certainly with Radius Indiana, and ROI have come together for this initiative. If approved today, this resolution would officially lock us into their regional development plan for READY, along with 10 other counties in the Indiana Uplands, as they are now calling it. So ROI was established around 2015, 2016 to promote and fund quality of place and talent development initiatives in those 11 counties in southwest central Indiana. So they have funded quite a few projects here in Daviess County, have been involved in quite a few initiatives, and it's really just a natural alignment for us. So that $50 million that the state is making available per region, what they are expecting is that for the total bill of projects in your regional development plan, only 20% of that funding can come from that $50 million available to regions, right? The remaining 80% is expected to come from local, nonprofit, and private sector resources. So this is a way, just as Regional Cities was established, for the state to invest some cash into quality of place projects, but they're expecting the private sector and the local public sector to step up in a big way to leverage those dollars. So different than Regional Cities, every single project in Regional Cities had to have that same ratio. From this perspective of the entire 11 county region that ROI has put together here, of that regional development plan, we just have to have that in the aggregate, right? That 80-20% range. So anyway, we're looking at projects that consist of housing, right? Where there's significant private sector investment, some public sector from infrastructure assistance. It could be streetscapes where you have some private development along that corridor, right? It could be a mixed use development, right? There are so many different angles that we can head in this direction. And we're already starting to spitball some ideas from that 2019 Quality of Place and Workforce Attraction Plan that we did, also funded by ROI. But that's really the direction that we're looking at for this program. So that is it in a nutshell. That's very quick. But what you have in front of you today is a resolution to officially declare as part of the Indiana Uplands for this purpose. You're not committing any funding today. It's basically just giving us the opportunity to move forward with this this initiative. So with that said, what questions do you have for me? And I can open it up for discussion.
So as far as coordinating the projects for Daviess County, what's our plan? Or
Sure.
what, do we have a committee, or what's the task force, or?
That is a great question. So, I was just talking to Ron about this before stepping up here. I really think that this is a good opportunity to coordinate with the task force that you've already set up for the ARPA funds, right? Because you're looking at very similar things, right? You're looking at a set of projects that can potentially be funded by those funds. We've heard from the IEDC that they expect for those ARPA funds to be able to be used as a source of match for the public sector. So, I mean, to me, that would make a lot of sense to use that group. But we're going to have to move very quickly because those regional development plans are due by the end of August 31st.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's a good idea, but when we set up the ARPA task force, I want to make sure that it's a collective task force and not one where we receive a sheet of paper saying, here's what we're going to do.
sure.
So as long as the entire commissioners and council can be updated along the way, we can't slow the process down, but we definitely want to provide input.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I do. And that's what we were just talking about, dates for that next meeting. I won't be able to be there August 19th. Is that what you said? Maybe not August, July 19th.
July 14th.
14th, sorry. That week I will be out, but we can look at dates to set up that next meeting. And I believe in the slide deck that you have in front of you towards the end, there's some next steps that the Indiana Uplands has outlined. So, those, first they're starting to coordinate with counties across the region, which is, where we are at now, right? And then they'll be engaging some of those anchor institutions in that 11 county region. And then they'll work with the counties to establish those core teams, like you mentioned,
Yeah, sure.
Nathan. So, I mean, that could be an opportunity for us to say, hey, we have this task force already. We're working on some projects. Let's just, pivot that, maybe broaden the scope a bit, right?
Yeah. No, I think that'd be great. And would you be willing to serve as that wing nut, so to speak, to
Absolutely.
make sure that the council and the full commissioners, know what's going on?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. And ROI and Radius will be heavily involved in this as well.
Yeah, that's my concern. It's with so many people involved, I just want to know who's in charge.
Yeah, your local point of contact will be me.
Okay,
And we'll
great.
coordinate directly with ROI and Radius.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
Okay. Ron, anything on your end?
We're here today just to pass a resolution that allows us to participate.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we'll have you be our point of contact, and that'll be great. Thank you. All right, well, we have before us a resolution to establish the Regional Economic Acceleration and Development Initiative funding. If there's no questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Arnold. I will second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 2-0. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have one other question. The appraisals on the Old National, where are we at on those?
That's not on today's agenda, so I'm not sure what that is. So I entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.